Welcome back into another episode of the Spaceman 2.0 Phoenix Truth Rising Show. Here to help you grow in the knowledge and wisdom of truth, and the truth will set you free. We're going to get into the last episode of And They Called His Name, Immanuel, I Am Sananda, by Sananda and Judas Iscarioth. Sananda is the new name for Izu, Immanuel, who came upon this plane, this planet, roughly 2,000 years ago to teach the truth, and the truth will set us free. So with that being said, let's get into the last lessons from Sananda. Chapter 19, recording 1, Iscarioth Immanuel, Sananda, August 12, 1989, Year 2, Day 361. Judas, in conclusion. Greetings in light. Judas present that we might continue and conclude this portion of the scrolls and transcription. This portion is ended here because of events which will be happening in a timely way, and it is time the misconceptions regarding Jesus Christ be further set to print. It has been done prior to this, but it has been mostly discounted. Always you can judge the content of truth in a thing by how much effort and what kind of effort is thrust at its discounting. Other scripts were given voice in a country most distant from yours. They were, however, documented as in the primary pages indicated by officers from Pleiades, and are authentic, as are the labels of the officers involved. This is allowed today that I might be in the clearing of my birthright on your planet at the time I walked in mortal form with you, Dharma, who walked with me as well. Many of us have been together many times in the service of truth. Perhaps this final time we can get of it in proper format and truth with understanding. God's promise of truth in the last days. These truths come forth now in the last days, that there be records and availability for naught will be changed as far as the prophecies are concerned. However, one must have access to truth, for it is the promise of God that man find, hear, and seek. Seek truth, this that he may judge his path as the final earth cycle is closed. Other scribes and receivers will be putting to paper these same notations that each be kept in security. Honor those brave ones, such as Edward Billy Mayer of Switzerland, who dared speak out that the path be opened. He has been sorely persecuted, ridiculed, and harassed, and you ones are now coming forth to carry the banner that he find peace. You see, precious ones, the craft came and persons came from the craft. Billy was taken aboard with witness, and still a world discounts. You are taken into counsel nightly, aboard craft and elsewhere, but in silence, that you not suffer those things. However, it is very near when we shall be flooded with presence of craft and association with fleet personnel, and these things must be documented first. So it is done, the portion required. The Master Immanuel Sananda is to make his appearance unto you very soon now, and the written word must be made available. Those last years in India. Those things that happened in India in those ancient days of 2,000 years ago are not the level of importance as is that which we have just given unto you. People do not wish their God to have been a physical flesh and blood man who might have done of earthly things. Well, he was and did. He publicly married and had several children. I traveled with him into our old age. I passed from your plane in about my 90th year. The Master Immanuel in well above his 100th year. After leaving the area around Judea and traveling into India, we continued to travel the width and breadth of those countries in the geographic location. He spent much time in North India with myself, his mother Mary, and his brother Thomas. We were caused to be in flight most of the time, for Immanuel was considered to be a revolutionary. It was in the north, near the last of the mountains of the Himalayan mountains in the western area known today as West Pakistan, that Mary became severely ill and passed from this plane. Immanuel was in his last years of his third decade at that time. Mary was a wondrous person, and Thomas had reached his accountability and was a fine man. After the death of Mary, we moved on and passed into Kashmir, and we traveled along in what you now refer to as Afghanistan and West Pakistan. About a dozen Israeli tribes had migrated from Israel and settled in that location. Immanuel put his family roots in Srinagar in Kashmir, India, and all his travels since that time were to and from that place. Immanuel was buried in Srinagar when his life-human journey ended. I too was laid to death near that place. Immanuel's firstborn son, Joseph, continued to write Emmanuel's story after my passing and left India only after Emmanuel's passing. He too traveled about the lands for several years, but then returned to his father's land and settled in Jerusalem for his remaining lifespan. Joseph tended the scrolls after my death and added his portions. As he grew elderly, he sought a safe place for their keeping and subsequently buried them within Emmanuel's tomb, where he originally was laying. These artifacts were discovered at the direct instructions of ones from these realms, preparing now for his return. Much blood has been spilled in the name of this glorious and wondrous Emmanuel, and it is to be before this cycle ends that it shall be vindicated. Emmanuel Izu, the one you erroneously called Jesus Christ, shall be vindicated from attachment to such actions, for his teachings were never such. He cares not what you call his person. He cares greatly what you attribute unto his person. This beloved one has grown into his full stature in the heavenly lineage and has attained his inheritance in patrimony, his oneness with God, hATONnn, and his rightful place of purity within the creation as creator. He is soon returning onto your planet that he might fulfill his commission, and thus we preparing the way for that coming. You have been sent before him, that these things in these days be completed and set to order. O blessed ones, you shall be soon given the proof for which you plead, for the hourglass is all but run through. You had to grow in these passing years, for things of earth must pass as things of earth, without force or coercion, and in earth manner. You will prevail, for precious ones, it is so written, and it is written within the creation. So shall it come to pass in the perceived reality, for all is a thought of creation and creator. Joy, gratitude, honor, and respect. My joy in our communion is abundant, unlimited indeed. This week of sharing has been indeed a journey's end, and you are greatly blessed beyond that which ye yet comprehend. All of you who serve in this tiny segment are of the most beloved and honored. Oh, but great shall be the rewards of that service. Our gratitude is also expressed herein to Commander hATONnn of Pleiades Fleet Command of the Intergalactic Federation Fleet and Council, Commanders Asket and Semjaz, who cleared the path prior to this expression in this format by mine own being. Above all ones, I give my honor and infinite respect and love unto Emmanuel Jesus Izu, who is now known in his attained stature by Father Creator and within the creation by the highest name, Sananda. May these words be taken into the eyes and ears of receivers as the truth they are, for it will be the way of truth that man will either survive or perish, for his days are short upon the place of earth. Upon these writings I place mine seal, and I hereby release the burden of the lie upon my name for lo these 2 millennium. I am that I am, Judas Iscarioth. Sananda in conclusion. I am Sananda, that I might speak. I also place mine seal upon these writings that have been scribed in love and truth. You ones carry thy burden so heavenly, and blessed ones, I would take a portion from you, for I can do so. Scenes must, however, be played out to the ending upon the screens of life, that each may attain fulfillment of soul purpose and perfection. All things in thy journey path allow the growth, and as you reach thy graduation, you can stand pleased with thy progress, if you have learned truth and balance with and within the creation, and campaigned ever towards perfection in thy God self and on to that total perfection. There are ones upon your place that I give infinite respect and dedication for lifelong and unwavering service. Their names must rest with me, however, for they are not yet safe from harm in thy lands, nor will I place their beloved ones in jeopardy. So be it, for you must always protect of thy brethren. As you move ever closer to the closing pages, these slings and arrows of thine evil enemies will become constant and deadly. You will, however, be getting higher reinforcements very soon. Hold thy course, for I captain this ship, and I know unto which harbor is safe. I am humble in the service of my Father, my God self, and my oneness within creation. I am most humble in my service unto you, my brothers, who yet walk the rough path. I am ever beside you, so be it, and Salah. Find thy peace and balance within, and hold on to it. In the beauty and the glory of creation, with which I am one. I am of God, I am that I am Sananda. 9:16 a.m. Saturday, August 12, 1989, year 2, day 361, and communique Dharma out. So that being said, this will not be the last segment. There's going to be exactly one more with the epilogue of Commander hATONnn and what he has to say more on the creation and sorting in these days. So thank you for tuning in, and I'll be back with another episode of the Phoenix Truth Rising Show. This is the Spaceman 2.0, and I'm out.